going?
It's the boy, Skinny Penis.
Skinny Penis.
Skinny Penis. Oh gosh, you can't start with that. It just started right now. The first word on this stream was Skinny Penis.
Hey, it's your boy, Skinny Penis.
I love it.
Oh, hey, Heather went live.
I
Oh,
did.
shit. Heather went live.
Yeah.
Whoa.
See if the first word literally was Skinny Penis. That'd be funny.
You're wearing this shirt? I hate this shirt.
You don't like my leopard tank? It's blue.
Nah, I like the orange one. That's better.
Orange? I'll wear the orange one next week.
So, yeah. Oh, jeez.
What?
Nothing. I tuned into the stream and I hear Heather yelling about the start of the stream, and it's funny.
Hey, was it Skinny Penis? Was it Skinny Penis?
I don't know. We'll go back later and we'll find out.
It literally started with your boy, Skinny Penis.
Yes, that's perfect.
Oh,
That's how every stream's gotta start, guys. That's how you know we're doing it right.
Yo,
Yeah.
what's up, audience? It's your boy, Simpy Penis.
Simpy Penis. That's the best.
So there goes any chance we had at monetization.
Oh, I wasn't monetizing these to begin with. I don't have enough subscribers.
You're good. You're good. You have Patreon. Just milk your Patreon.
That's what we do here.
You know the two guys that
we
are
know darn
giving me
well.
money.
Donate to the Patreon,
Yeah,
and they'll do one.
So since we got people that are like donating to the Patreon, maybe we should do our jobs here. Clayton says, "Hey Heather, this weird dude named Edit says fun times." Let's see here. Oriental Clocks says good.
You ready to start the week, kitty?
Let's see here. New controller says, "And Skinny what?" Let's see here. Oriental Clocks wants to know how we've been doing.
Okay. Okay.
It's confidential.
Louis is having a rough day, so
it's confidential.
we need to cheer him up by singing "Happy Birthday" to him. Who's gonna join me in singing "Happy Birthday" to Louis?
Give him Dr. Peppers all around, guys.
Singing "Happy Birthday" and I will leave right away.
Just give him Dr.
Hey,
Peppers.
that line.
Venmo him.
Did I just say rhymed? That rhymed is what I meant to say. Let's see here. Bucket5 wants to know, Heather, what would your lightsaber color be?
Yellow.
Purple.
Alright. Emerald Spencer says, howdy. Clayton says, hey Bronny, if a white cat were to grant you a wish in exchange for a lifelong duty, what would it be?
What would the duty be, or what would the wish be?
I want a lot of money. But, you know, I'd also like to know what the lifelong duty is.
Like if you got to pick the duty and the wish.
Yeah. Because that would just, if I got to pick the lifelong duty, that would just make things very easy. Emerald Spencer and TJ Skywalker just joined in. Spencer says, howdy. DJ says, Bronny told me to come watch this. He says, black is the best lightsaber color.
Oh, if you
I
think about the Clone Wars
disagree.
one.
Oh boy, except, you know, it's kind of overrated.
I think the gray lightsaber is the best lightsaber.
Everyone
So
knows
before we
the best.
Before we get further into that, Heather, what are we doing today?
We are, hold on, I gotta find my place.
Crocheting with a cat.
Yes, we're crocheting. We're doing Twilight from the official My Little Pony crochet guide. We're still working on the head. We made quite a few strides last week. I think today we'll finish up that head, close it up, and we'll move on to, I think the body was next. We'll see what the instructions say.
That cat of yours is just staring at you, so distraught that you're not paying attention to her.
Look how beautiful her little face is. Look how beautiful she is.
She's
Knife
a spoiled
is
brat.
beautiful.
She's
Look at
my
Knife.
baby. You can't even see her
So is that
eyes
her-
in the camera.
Is that our goal for tonight, Heather? Getting started on the body, or do we think we can get further than that?
No, we're not getting any further than that. I never overestimated anymore.
The head looks like it's almost done though.
Yeah, the
Make a
head
hoof.
the head will get done with, but the body will start. I'm pretty sure we won't finish.
Oh, let's see here. Buckin5 says, Brawny, what would your lightsaber color be? I'm pretty sure either green or purple, just because those are my favorite colors.
You would definitely not be a purple.
You'd be
Why do you
green.
say that, Lou?
I think you'd be a green.
You're not fucking.
Only one person's allowed a purple lightsaber.
Yeah, but I'm
And I already
cooler
called
than,
it.
I'm cooler than Samuel Jackson.
Bronny.
There's
all these motherfucking snakes on the motherfucking plate.
I'm keeping 100 with you, Brian. I'm pretty sure Heather would give you for Samuel L. Jackson in a heartbeat.
Heather, would you leave me for Samuel Jackson?
Nah, I'm not that into him. What is he offering me? For starters,
Snake.
can he stimulate me emotionally? That's what I'm about.
Have you seen him in interviews? Yes, he can.
I am a simp for emotional connections.
Alrighty then. So Heather, we were designing lightsabers for ourselves a little while ago, and I thought it was funny that you picked out one with a completely blacked out hilt and then a really bright like yellow color. It's going to be an interesting contrast.
Yeah, that's just
when we
like
see it in
me.
person. And then I've got this chromed out one with a dark purple blade, and that's going to be interesting.
I think the contrast is why it's gonna look so interesting and eye-catching, you know.
Let's see here. Edis, why don't you pick something to read from the chat, and then I will pick up after wherever you left off.
Alright. Aaron Davis says, Kitty!
This was deleted. You didn't see it earlier. I deleted. A random person says, Louie should kiss the top of Bronny's head.
Oh yeah, I'm reading that.
Yeah.
I'm reading that.
Nobody said that.
I'm
You didn't see
reading
it
that
earlier.
right now.
Freaking liar.
You didn't see it. I deleted it earlier, but it was there.
It's there. I know it's there. I still see it. Yeah, Bronny.
Yeah.
It says here by this guy named Louie that he wants to kiss your head.
Alrighty then. Well, either way, that's not going to happen.
It already has happened. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you've done it. You've like forced yourself on to be like some
Oh,
sort of
no.
frat boy. Yeah.
Consent.
Yeah, there is no consent. Not with this big brown Mexican dude.
Anyhow.
Hey,
Emerald
okay,
Spencer.
guys. Now let's be the kingdom of consent. Louis, I want to issue you a personal challenge to find a way to get Bronny to consent to such a gesture.
Do it.
Must be
Yes,
done
there you
ethically.
go.
What are you getting Bronny to consent to? To let Louis give Bronny a little kiss on it.
Waterboarding?
There you go.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
an
she
idea.
said ethical.
Ethical.
Orange soda waterboarding.
Ew.
No,
Not
it's
orange
brawny.
juice,
At
come
least
on.
green tea.
Yeah, he's like a whore for green tea.
Do you guys not remember the old joke where you used to ask me for orange soda?
Oh yeah, I remember it. I just don't want to remember it. That's the challenge we are facing here.
I don't remember it, and that's part of the problem.
He never remembers
oh, hey, Sweetie's looking pretty
anything.
nice today. Sweetie, I like what you did with your hair.
Oh, thanks. It's wet.
bro.
You give yourself twisties.
Oh, they're braids, yes,
Oh,
but they sort of, my hair just sort of does that naturally.
Let's see here.
He's like, stop giving other people
Em-
attention.
Emerald Spencer says, I'm surprised Heather wouldn't go for a pink lightsaber.
That's
would.
sweeties.
Yeah.
And plus, how do you make it pink and make it obvious that it's pink and not a light?
I know. Like, actually, ironically, when I saw the purple lightsaber, I was like, finally a pink lightsaber! And someone told me, it's purple. I'm like, whatever, close enough! It's the closest I'm gonna get! At least
Is-
on the
is that
Jedi
what
side.
Is that what you want, sweetie? Do you want the pink lightsaber? Because they do make pink blades.
Yes, I do.
Alright, I'll get you a pink lightsaber.
Like
We should
hell
go
you
on
will.
Saber Fortune and,
Knife,
and
honey.
design one tonight.
Knife.
Knife.
No! Ah!
Oh
Sweetheart,
god, I
sweetheart,
can't
honey.
see the stream yet. What's it?
Honey.
Oh,
It's okay, it's okay, it's
no!
fine.
Her foot got stuck on the yarn. Then she bolted. She bolted and pulled the.
She like just sort of walked through the yarn and didn't realize that it was behind her legs, and then we tried to get it off and she bolted.
She was like, "Oh God!"
She's like, "Oh God, why?"
Oh jeez. Alright, Louis, what does the chat say?
Let's see here.
Alcohol.
DJ Skywalker. Hiya, sweetie boom. What we drinking today?
Oh, this is a Angry Orchard hard cider rosé.
Tastes good.
You care to share?
Yeah, bring some over.
Sure, you know.
I think they're all 21.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
think
point. Louis, how old are you? I feel like
He turned 21 last year. I'm pretty sure. I sent them money.
I turned 21 last year. I turned
Okay.
22 in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, he turned 21 last year. That's why I gave him $45
Oh,
to
you're
get
almost
blitzed.
21.
Nice.
Oh.
Coon, how old are you?
What?
How old are you, Coon?
I'm gonna be 25 in wait, it's
Oh yeah,
June already. June,
we're already
July, August,
you're the same age.
in 3 months.
That's I fully disclose that to be on this stream, I need to know how old you are.
I feel
Yeah,
like
but
it was a
at
long
least
time
you-
I was on the stream and you didn't know how old I was.
I knew you were a consenting adult. That's
Yes.
the important part. I need to know you're a consenting adult. I don't want it to get weird and like,
At
that
least
be my fault.
13.
Because
Oh my
I
God, we
don't
got
think I'll ever bring
too
my
many
nephews on
people
this
talking
stream.
all at
What's
once.
that?
Although they often watch.
They pop up. I assume they ask their parents first.
You assume much.
Age of consentation.
Look, that's not my job.
Heather, you know darn well they don't ask
Mhm.
their parents for permission to come and watch this show.
Okay, CJ's over 13. I don't know where Logan is. The other two, I'm not sure what's going on. They
What
need
do
to
we
monitor
do?
their child's activity better then.
21
That's not my
so-
responsibility.
The 21 and up, I'm selling out
When
for
are
that.
we doing the 21 and up show where we crochet a penis?
I could.
She could.
I've-
Don't give her that option.
I've done it accidentally. I used to crochet a cupcake. Like, it was from my bed to Freddy. There was something in the cupcake. Carl the cupcake.
I actually,
And of course, I crocheted
still have the cupcake.
Yeah, I made Coon
Cupcake
one!
was fun, yeah.
And it was with his color, so he could be a cupcake. So,
Aw.
like, the cupcake would have, like, big bulgy eyes and a candle. And, of course, it just kind of looked phallic.
Fun times.
Yeah, it looked like a big old schlong. Does it look
Emperor
like a
B. Koopa
peen?
wants to know, what did I walk into?
You walked
Innuendo.
into
Well, it's not even
21
innuendos at this point. It's just crude language.
That's my life.
You walked into a fans only account. Oh,
I don't even know what OnlyFans is.
Neither do I.
Fans only fans or whatever. the fuck.
You don't know what OnlyFans is? Well,
I have an idea, but I don't
Okay.
get it. Like, I
What's
think
it?
I don't get why we care.
it's not my job. If I was desperate for money, I could be a Twitch girl that just
Oh, yeah.
only has to blow kisses and money.
Yeah, there you go.
I would do. That's my backup plan while I'm still young. Have you heard of how much those
Alrighty
Twitch chicks
then.
make?
Probably a lot. Yeah. She gives you fan service as is.
Yeah, I mean, like, I come in here well, that's mostly the temperature's fault. I come in here barely dressed. You're in my room. Why are you judging me?
Because you've got a camera on.
Well, look, I didn't ask you to look if it offends you.
You did when you turned the camera on and then shared the link everywhere.
I'm just saying the option was there. You can leave if this makes you uncomfortable. Look at all
It is
this
true.
clavicle I'm showing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what gets him.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna sip my Gatorade.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drink my Coke here.
Alright, Coon, pick something from the chat for me.
Oh, okay.
New controller 01 says, "Hey, sweetie."
Hey.
That works.
There you go.
Is anyone a Crash Bandicoot fan?
No, I've never played any
I
of
thought
the
your
games.
Twitch was going to be game, not a cam.
One of my besties when I was growing up had the Crash Bandicoot racing game, whatever the heck it was called. That's the closest I've come.
It had to be like
I
something.
haven't played a
His name is
single
Crash.
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Team Racing, I think is what it was
game.
called.
Crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I think Twitch just got sued over the sexy stuff.
Oh yeah, I
First.
was watching that. Some guy's suing this guy who's like famous for all his lawsuits that he never gets put to court for. I forget his name, but he's suing Twitch for the girls being too popular. Essentially,
Okay.
Their
he wrote
disrespect,
a
I believe.
long thing about how he's a sex addict and he can't help himself. And
Then
Twitch
get off of
traps him.
Twitch.
He's like, no, I have health conditions and I can't leave and COVID and
Health conditions have nothing to do with what sites you're on, sweetheart.
I know, which is what makes it more ridiculous to be like, dude.
It's like the polling station. Reduce the numbers so people go to them. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't even think you know what you're
Do
talking
you
about.
even know what you're saying at this point?
No,
Then why are you opening your mouth?
just so I can respond. That's my goal.
Okay, respond when you have something intelligent to say and add to the conversation.
Sounds.
But it amuses me.
Is a dirty pig.
I agree.
There you go. Now we're making progress.
Oh, I hate countless
Oh,
Okay, Clayton's got an interesting question here. What does everybody think of the Rarity and Fancy Pants ship?
I shipped it to the moon and back. That was my ship.
Everyone did. It was
I
great.
loved it.
I think it's cute.
But wasn't he with Fleur-de-Lis?
No, there was nothing to confirm that they were in a
This is a
relationship.
new show.
And you notice that as soon as he meets Rarity, you really don't see those two together again. Like, you see them together when he first meets Rarity, and then Fleur-de-Lis is barely to be found for the rest of the episode.
And when did we ever see
Yeah,
Fleur
but then,
again?
well, not just the rest of the episode, but the rest of the series. But we never exactly saw Rarity and Fancy Pants hang out
Yes,
ever again.
Yes, we did. The entire episode was them hanging out.
And then after that, I think he showed up in like cameos, like in that really great song, "I'm Just a Pony" or something.
Yeah,
He
the
was-
pony every pony should know.
No,
and-
oh yeah, that.
And then there was
No, that same episode. The other one with the
oh, yeah.
Broadway chick. It was
Yes.
I'm Just a Pony.
I'm Just a Pony, yes.
Yeah, he was the guy who does the conductor, and he was in the episode where they had to the sisters' vacation episode where they were doing the Festival of the Swans.
Yes.
And he was for some reason being a jerk.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate later portrayals where he was a bit of a douchebag, but he was only a slight douchebag, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like he
a
was
passive aggressive one.
He
like,
was passive aggressive. He was sort of like, "This is my thing. Like, let me do my thing." And he was sort of being passive aggressive about being like, "No, we've got it." And he's like,
he had the audacity to call Rarity's tablecloth tacky, and he should go like, rude.
"Excuse you,
I
yeah."
was like, bitch.
I was sort of like, "Fancy Pants, stop sinking my ship."
She's the stylist, not you.
Yeah,
Why don't
right?
you
It's like,
go conduct a symphony or something. I don't care.
I don't know. He is pretty swanky.
But what I liked about him in his first appearance, before they ruined him, is he was very swanky, but he was also very open-minded. Like, he really enjoyed what Rarity put to the table, because Rarity, unlike everybody else, was genuine. Everybody else just told Fancy Pants what he wanted to hear. And he liked that, like, you could see him, like, appreciating that Rarity had something different to offer. You know, and he appreciated, you know, diversity. And that's what I loved about him and why I shipped it to high heaven. But then they ruined him, but, you know.
Yep.
You know, let's just say he was on his men period, and he was
Yeah.
just having a bad
He
day,
was having it.
and he was just like, people have their moments.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm making excuses. He can grow
No,
as a
sure.
character.
Yeah. And really, the one with the swan thing, I actually was sort of in his court a little bit, because you got the idea that he, like, did this year, like, every year. And he was sort of told, like, no, your services aren't needed. And he's like, excuse-moi? You know?
It's
So he's like,
It's like, we get it. We get it. He can
Yeah.
just handle himself a little better.
Yeah, he could. Mm.
you guys think about Zephyr hitting on Rainbow?
We
Let
all
me
had
say,
that vibe.
everyone's had that experience, especially every girl in the fandom. I think every girl in the fandom watched that scene and had like PTSD. It's like, oh god.
Like, oh, I remember my first.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm Zephyr.
Freaking Louie.
Yeah, that was something else. Cause let me see. We could all put a name to somebody that's like Zephyr.
Multiple
So
people.
you just yeah, multiple people.
Sam.
Yeah,
No.
Brawny.
Yeah,
What?
No, if Bronny was that open about his flirting, I wouldn't have had a problem with these two.
And you probably would have been like, nah, too obvious.
Yeah, I probably would have like, I don't ship it. He's too
no.
blatant.
Oh,
Heather, Heather, are you hearing this crap?
What did they say?
Yeah, we're hearing you, not them.
Louis was like, the first time I met you, Heather, I was acting like Zephyr Breeze, and I have no idea what the heck you saw.
I don't know about the first time because I do remember there was a time.
There was this, like, you were just like, who's gonna be there, Louis? He goes like, my friend Heather, and he was like, I want to talk to a girl. Into the Skype call I go. So I remember that, but I don't remember any other instance where he was blatantly douchey in a Zephyr way. In a Zephyr way.
I don't know. I won't say on the stream. We can talk later.
Oh. Is there like behind the scenes I'm into Heather talk?
Yes, and remember Bronny blamed me for it.
Why haven't you told me? This is too
You knew. You were told. You actually knew before I did. Okay. So Louis comes to me all like, I'm into Heather, and I'm all like, bad idea, dude. And then he goes and confesses to you, and then Bronny's like, sweetie, what have you done? And I'm like, I didn't do shit.
Okay, I remember that happening, but I wasn't into Heather at the time.
No, but you still blamed me.
Like, what have you done?
He's like, your shipping has gone too far. I'm like, I told him no.
The waifu that doesn't know she's my waifu could get
Exactly.
waifu stolen.
If there's anything even remotely shipping related going on in our friend circle, you're the first person I'm gonna look at.
It's true, but this time it was one of those situations. I'm like, this time it wasn't my fault. Unlike all those other times where it was my fault, but this time.
That's like we're all waiting for something dramatic to happen, or something dramatic happens, and we're waiting for the fanning couch to just appear out of nowhere, so all heads turn to Rarity.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what? Yes, exactly. It's like that, but with shipping.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna drink my Gatorade.
You do that.
Honey drop.
I'm gonna drink beer.
I would like it one time, like two people get along, like even more than moderately well, and everyone turns to you and they're just like, "What do you think about that?" And you're like, "I'm not into it."
I usually ship it just to entertain them. If people turn to me like, "Do you ship it?" I'm like, "Sure."
It's like, I suppose you can have my stuff.
Unless I have like a reason not to, like for whatever reason, just to be a troll. If, like, no, I don't ship that. I ship something else.
It's like, you thought.
Yeah.
Honey Drop the Unicorn has something interesting. She says, I'm assuming in to Zephyr and Rainbow, they dated but broke up.
No, I don't think so. It very much gives me a vibe of he was always flirting with her and she was always turning him down and he never got the hint. And again, because I know a lot of guys who've done that, I very much got that they never dated. And he just had in his head that she wanted him. Because he couldn't comprehend that she didn't. So he just assumed that she did. And I know a lot of guys like that.
Let's see here. Buckin wants to know if we were a fan of the Breezies. What do we think about the Breezies?
Yeah.
It's alright.
It's fine. Yeah. No strong feelings one way or the other.
I'm so far behind on My Little Pony.
I stopped in season 9.
Oh man, you gotta get yourself up to season 12, Coon. That's when it gets really
There is no season 12.
Man, I have to catch up. I heard that there's like this whole new animation
Oh, it's
Re-
Pony
revamp of
Life,
the show,
isn't it?
too.
Oh yeah, Pony Life has started up. Yeah.
Started up. I want to see it just for the shipping. Because it is
Yeah,
very
same here.
shipping.
I
Yeah,
wanna
that's
see it
where
for
the what was his name? Fancy Pants and Rarity. That's where it's coming from.
Oh,
right
is
now.
it? Oh, okay.
So now you have to watch.
So I guess I have to watch it if they're gonna ship
Yeah,
that.
he did a spot where he was just totally like looking at her, and he goes, "Whoa!" Just for that.
Yeah, it just goes. I remember it goes. Oh.
Oh, that's the
That's all
sign
it was,
of love.
Oh.
Oh my.
That's a love sound. Carnal love.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, that's I mean, love is in quotation marks there.
Well, that's the closest I'm getting.
It just,
Aw, come on.
oh. Miss Sweetie, have you ever wanted to adopt an animal from the shelter yourself?
Knife, get your butt over here.
She's my little angel.
Knife is from the shelter.
No, get over here and don't ruin the crocheting again.
Yeah, Knife is from the shelter. I fostered Big Mac for a while, but Knife didn't get along with him.
Dang it, Knife! We could have had a family.
You,
We could have had a big chunky boy.
yeah, once he came out of his shell, he was such an attention whore. He would like get up on my lap and be like, "Love me."
I wish I could have touched his belly.
Guys,
But
there's a
I couldn't
question
have
here
to
from Totally
placate my own
Louie.
child.
Brawny, why you gay?
Why do you gay, Brawny?
Why?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
you
Bronny. Why you
gay?
gay? Why is gay? Yes.
You know, I'm just thinking back to my hometown, where if you call somebody gay, there's like a 1 in 10 chance it's gonna start a fight. Like, that's not something you say to someone.
I'm not
I
raising my hand to talk.
mean,
I'm
that's
letting
just
go. I'm letting it
normal
happen.
reality.
That's because he grew up in the freaking sticks, guys. I've been there. Just acres of land
Yeah.
everywhere. Takes you like forever to get to the mall. I'm from California, suburbia for life. That was the freaking sticks.
Yeah, you were like out in the outskirts of LA. I live outside of LA. You know, like I've been to those
Yeah.
places.
Don't get me wrong, very beautiful. But I'm like, damn, you can't walk nowhere. And me not having my license at the time, be like, how would I survive?
You got your license not long after though.
Yeah, like a month later.
Yeah, if you're from a rural area and you don't learn how to drive, you're gonna
Read the
miss out on
question.
all of life.
Okay, I'll
Well,
read-
that's
wait,
true
which
in cities
one?
as well.
Which two?
Like in LA, honestly, I don't know how this one survived so long without a car.
Read my latest
Oh, it
message.
wasn't
Oh,
like
okay.
LA. It was cities
Um,
that had
so
buses
totally-
that I got
totally
to use.
hold
Hold on a
Time.
second. Would you guys pay attention to what's actually happening on the stream here? We're seeing Heather and Sweetie still talking, and I can't hear what they're not ready.
And
to
we're just
answer the
blatantly
question
ignoring
right
them because
now.
they're ignoring us, so we're like, fine, whatever. We're
really-
talking with Brawny, who cares what the other two are saying?
Look, I gotta be honest, we probably should do better because this is a stream where like two conversations are having. Imagine the people watching going like, which one do I want to
Which
follow?
one am I following
This is
here?
two different
Follow us,
streams.
we're the cool ones.
It's
Whatever
like-
conversation Heather's having.
I guess. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's my channel. I
It's your
forgot.
thing, yeah. It's
Oh,
your
it's
thing.
on my channel.
It's your stream. They're listening to you.
Okay, so I was just saying, like, she was saying, like, I don't know how you survived in LA like that. I'm like, well, it wasn't LA. Like, it's, like, far in, what was even the county I was living in? It's not, it was suburbia. It was, like, you know, the public bus will take you everywhere you need to go.
The bus system in LA sucks, though.
I'm thinking of my hometown, Chino, which is very, like, it's not too small a town, but pretty small. But, the buses were able to take us wherever we wanted to go, and with school like these, you get it for free. And I don't like to go to very many places. There are a few handful of places that I like to go. And me and my friends, when we were in high school, just walk everywhere. We got so used to just walking everywhere. It would take us an hour to get someplace, but we would just walk and talk, and that was it. Now that was before smartphones.
Yeah, before smartphones.
So
when
we were
people got
having
lazy.
actual conversations. But you know, you can have conversations on the phone.
I kind of like the conversation.
Conversations on a phone? Oh dear.
Well, yeah, texting is hard. Anyways.
Love is completely ignoring the concept of calling somebody.
Oh, I hate doing that though. I have to like hold it and listen. So we were doing that, and I was able to do that with most cities I've lived in after that. Yeah, I was either able to really utilize that bus system, or I'd walk, and then I got here, and it's super hot, and I don't want to walk anymore.
Yeah, I think when you were thinking of a movie, you was like, what's in walking distance? And I'm like, nothing.
There's
especially,
a gas station.
yeah, I'm like, especially when you take the
America.
heat into consideration. And like, if everything was California weather, it would be like, well, you know, if you really want to go for a hike, you know, I'm like, yeah, but even going to the gas station in this weather would be like
Would
death.
kill you.
Yeah.
And we know, we've done that a couple times, me and Brian.
I did. I almost killed my dad doing that. I was like, why don't we walk to the gas station and get something to drink? He never made it.
Oh my god.
He stopped at the bus stop, and I had to go and get something to drink and bring it back to him.
Oh my god.
I keep forgetting that my dad is old. I'm like,
It's because he looks so good.
But I'm like, yeah, you know, because Dad and I used to go on hikes all the time, and I forget he's in his mid-70s.
But yeah, the point being, like, this was a kind of a place, like, I utilized Lyft a lot when I got here.
Mm-hmm.
But that was expensive, so, like, eventually the car stuff happened. Thanks is no small part to you.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is a bus system, but it's mostly in downtown. And I remember when I had, like, this benefits thing that they did for county employees when you first joined, and they were trying to push, I can use the bus for free, or at least close to free. Like, I'd have to pay for, you know, a year-long membership, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, no, okay, I live on the east side, and then I work on, like, the west side, and it's like, there are no bus systems to either location. So it's like, useless, thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I will say this. I looked into using the buses around here when I was about to move. The bus system, like the company that does the buses, they have a weird system that's very confusing. Like, you had to have a membership, but you could do it through the app, and then I heard the app doesn't work. I remember it being like, I'm just like, this is too much trouble, you know. I'm just
It is a lot of. I was like, this is too much trouble. Screw it. I got a
It's
car.
like, I'm
It's
not
fine.
doing that. Even now, like, I don't even, like, now that I have a car, there's just no point to the bus system.
America needs the car.
Yes.
It is.
As an LA person, I have to agree. Mainly because, you know, we don't have a good subway system.
Subways sound
It's okay. I mean, the subway got me to where I needed to go in LA. I don't know about
Really?
outside.
Though, to be fair,
yeah, like when I used to work out in North Hollywood, I would always take, like, my mom would drop me off at the Chatsworth station of the Orange Line, and I'll just take the Orange Line all the way to North Hollywood. Boom, I was right there by my job. Other than that, I'd rather take the car. It's quicker.
Yeah. Car is usually better.
Yeah.
Though-
I mean, the subway is good if it was just widespread across LA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the problem. When I left, they only just had a train line that actually went to where I grew up, which was the west side,
Exactly.
West Los Angeles to downtown. Now, that being said, my family freaked the heck out. They're like, we can go into downtown, and like we went to the Science Center like every weekend. Like, we were freaking out because that was so awesome. But before, like, downtown may as well have been closed off to us because of how much traffic there was to get in and out of there, and how much parking costs to leave your car there.
Oh yeah, that's when you want to do
That's like
public transit.
$45 to park somewhere.
It's a good thing I'm not a city person.
Not worth it. Just take the metro.
Screw the metro. The metro sucks.
It does suck. I mean, unless you're in
Yeah,
the
I
town
haven't thought
center.
of the metro in forever, but I
Right?
always used to drive past that thing.
Yeah,
and I'd be
or
like,
drive by.
Be like,
Hey,
"Hi,
Hey
Metro."
Emerald, we are taking cues. It just takes years to build this.
Because we keep
stuff.
having
I mean, we've been
conversations.
building this one. Yeah, like we keep building this one line. It's along the 5 freeway. It's supposed to go all the way to, I think, Lancaster, and yet it's still being built. It's been like over a decade now. We're trying to take cues here in America. It just takes forever.
Well, that's an issue. That's an issue of funding not being put in the right spots.
Yeah,
That's true.
absolutely.
That's true. Because everything gets bloated after a while.
Yeah, and we also have a huge embezzlement problem in management.
Especially when it comes to the cities.
Oh yeah, cities are the worst.
Come see
Yeah,
the corruption
like
inheritance system. Help, help, I'm being repressed.
Yeah, that's true
Oh.
too. American public density. The only place, as I keep saying, is the best place you can have a transit system is like the big cities like New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Other than that, I don't see a freaking transit system being built here in Simi. Just take the car. You know, there's no point in putting a transit here.
I've heard rumors of a bullet train from LA to San Francisco, and that would make my life so much easier.
They were actually building it, and I think I actually saw that they had some of it built, like when I was taking the 5 out towards San Francisco, but it just stops.
Yeah, they're just like,
constructing it.
Crap, funding. We forgot about that.
I wouldn't be against the idea of a cross-country bullet train line, like an electromagnetic bullet train, like Japan has.
I agree.
You realize Japan is about the size of California, right? And so the bullet train from Los Angeles to San Francisco is about the same as the cross-country.
Right, but if you laid California like on its side, it would still cover like a third of the country, which is decent, right?
Yeah.
That would make, and if we could make one like they have that could go to like 200, 300 miles an hour, that would just.
I'm gonna tell you right now, no, Bronny, because it takes about 8 hours to go from Los Angeles to San Francisco. I've made that drive many times, and similarly, it takes 8 hours to go from Los Angeles to Phoenix, and I've made that drive many times.
Yeah, the thing is,
it's not a third of the way through the country in the slightest. It's maybe a fourth, maybe.
I mean, I can say this: if you jump on the 5 from LA to San Francisco, it's about a 5-hour drive, give or take. I remember
if you don't stop.
Yeah, of course. My friends and I were just like, just take the shot. We're going straight there.
Yeah, if you never stop for bathroom breaks or meal breaks or gas or filling up your car with gas.
I mean, we did stop for bathroom breaks, but we still made it within 5 hours. But I digress. The thing is, I know if we did build a bullet train, it would be way better. It's just, embezzlement, everything gets so expensive after a while, and just the incentive dies down after a whole decade. I'm telling you, a whole freaking decade. If they get a bullet train, come on. China and Japan could do that in like a year, done.
Yep. I'll be honest, I haven't even thought of trains in the modern sense in a while, but like I probably should have, because I took a train for Thanksgiving last year. Probably the last time I thought of a train. I mean, the experience wasn't bad, but I'm like, it's the same amount of time as it would if you had driven there, and it costs as much as a plane ticket.
Yeah, your thing was weird that it cost so much, and that like it had restrictions on your baggage. That was stupid.
Yeah, it was super stupid.
Typically, the nice thing about like normal trains that are reasonable and all that stuff, and it's usually about the same time as if you drove, but it's nice because you don't have to be the one driving. That's the benefit. You can be like, I'll take a nap, which you can't do when you're on the road.
They have nice chairs. No cup holders.
Or read a book if you can do that.
I was though when I was doing the train. I was always at night that I was on the train, so I didn't get to like have the full daytime experience of them bringing me snacks. I supposedly you can walk around in the train, which you can't do in a plane, and it's more spacious.
Yes, very true.
I really wanted to go to that snack cart that they had in there, and I'm like, I can't, because it's like I'm always on there at nighttime, and they have like a lights out policy at nighttime, so everyone can sleep, and I'm like, that's fair.
Yeah.
Still.
They do that on planes too. There's a point where they're like, y'all turn off your crap.
Or put on headphones. Shut up.
Oh no, you have to put on headphones regardless. But like for instance, the windows shutters would have to go down.
Oh, that makes
sense.
sense.
You weren't allowed to open them because a lot of the times when I would make my my trips to England, for instance, around the time where it was nighttime where you came from, it always was based on the time zone you came from. So when it was nighttime in Los Angeles, they turned down the lights and they made all those shutters go down. You couldn't open them because there was a good chance we were flying over Greenland, and the light reflecting off of that snow was blinding, like a single window opening and the whole plane was lit up. So the stewardesses had to be like, nope on that. People are trying to sleep.
Gosh, international travel. That's the dream one day. Right now it really is just a dream.
It is very much a dream at the moment, yeah.
That leads into Buckin's question here. What's the longest plane ride you've ever been on?
12 hours.
I'm like, you would know. Actually, I think I was on a plane.
Yeah.
No, wait, that was a layover that was hours.
Yeah, if you count layovers, probably close to 24 hours. But in a single flight, but in a single flight, I think it's 12.
I think the longest I've been on a plane is like 8 hours, maybe. I don't remember. I don't keep track. Because I always get a flight that has layover. always. And
Oh,
that's
I hate layovers. I hate them with a fiery passion. So I will spend the extra money to have a direct flight, or the extra like around here. What's nice is if I'm flying somewhere, I can select Tucson or Phoenix as the airport to fly out of. And if there's a direct flight from Phoenix, then I'll just drive the 2 hours to Phoenix and do that, because that's easier than having a layover. For me, it's easier. I hate layovers.
yeah, like I mean, we have our things that prioritize. Like me, I'll just go with whatever's cheap, and I'll be like, yeah, fine, whatever. Maybe we'll have a Cinnabon.
No, because it's too nerve-wracking for me.
Oh, really? Are you afraid you're gonna miss it?
Yeah, I'm afraid. I'm afraid like plane 1 is gonna be late and I'm gonna miss my flight, or my luggage is because sometimes, especially if you're going internationally, you have to pick up your luggage during the layover and put them on the new plane. And so what if my luggage is lost in that transfer, or in doing the transferring that luggage, I miss my flight? It's just a whole lot of factors I don't want to deal with.
No, that makes sense then. This obviously makes sense because you're dealing with like a lot more flight experience than I have. That makes sense. That makes sense.
If
And
I can avoid a layover, I will. I will spend the money.
Oh yeah, so I'll just keep that in mind for when I eventually plan an international trip in the very distant future.
Typically, if you're going, for instance, from LA to New York, and then from New York to an international country, it's not a big deal. There was a time, though, where I went from LA to another country and then to another country. Like, I went from LA to England to Germany or something like that. And when I went to England, I had to go through customs and take my baggage and recheck it in before I got on my plane to Germany.
Yeah, I would hate that.
That was such a pain in the butt, and I was like hyperventilating. Luckily I was with my sister, but I was like, this is so stressful. Why couldn't we get a straight flight straight to Germany?
Now, that's not nearly as bad as the story I'm about to tell, but hearing this is reminding me of the last time I went to BabsCon. And did I tell you girls the story of this idiot TSA agent I had?
Well, it was the camera thing, huh?
Yeah. So but I haven't told this story on stream though, have I? I don't want to repeat myself.
I don't think so. It's
Tell it again.
Okay. I like stories.
So I went to BabsCon, and one of my layovers was in San Diego. And the way that airport is designed, for some reason, you have to leave out of security and then come back into security in order to make your connection, which is the most retarded thing ever. But then I get this guy, and my bag goes on. I carry my cameras everywhere. I always have my video camera and my DSLR with me with an assortment of lenses, and the thing is very meticulously packed. Because I carry a lot of stuff.
They take everything out when you get.
I've flown with this bag a million times. Everybody knows what a camera is. It shows up. They can very clearly see on the X-rays that it's a camera. Yeah. This one guy pulls my bag out, and real tough guy voice, like he thought he was. He's like, "Whose bag is this?" And I can see him like struggling to hold it up because the thing weighs 35 pounds. You know.
Jeez. That's probably what freaked him out. So he's like, "Oh, I got this really heavy bag. It might be something sinister." Oh, it's.
I know. I hate TSA so freaking much. Anyway, so I go. That's me. He goes. What do you got in here? Cameras. So he puts the thing down on the table and he opens it up and he goes, "I've never seen a camera like this before." This guy must be in his mid-40s. I'm like, how the frick?
Now's the time I bring up that you're not far from your mid-40s, Brony.
Yeah. So I mean, the point is, he's old enough to know what a camera is, and so then he takes everything out of my bag one by one and goes over it with the metal detector and goes over it with the swab, and I'm sitting there like just banging my head against the table, and then so I'm like, oh my freaking god, I hope I never come to this airport again. So we get through BabsCon, and sure enough, I connect right back at San Diego, and I'm like, frick, here we go again. I gotta go through the. I'm like, well, what are the odds I'll get the same TSA agent? And there he is, standing right there.
No!
3 days later. And you know what he does? Whose bag is this? And he starts to hold it. I'm like, that's mine. He goes, what is this? I'm like, that's
Camera.
Still a camera.
You seriously don't. He in the 3 days, he totally forgot, or he's just that big of a freaking idiot, right? And and I'm like, listen, I was here 3 days ago with that very bag, Daryl. And he goes, how'd you know my name? I'm not wearing my name tag. I said, because you were wearing it on Thursday. when I came through here and we went through this whole song and dance back then too. Holy frick! I was getting mad. Like there've been a couple of times that I've just explicitly threatened TSA because they hired just the biggest freaking idiots over there, and then they get this complex like I won't cave in their neck, you know. Oh my god, I had one TSA agent freaking karate chop me in the groin because he thought he was doing a good job giving me a pat down, and I said, you better lighten up there, buddy. And he goes, listen, he gets tough with me, and he goes, listen, you're gonna let me do my job, or I'm gonna call that officer over there, and he's gonna escort you out of the airport. I said that officer won't get here in time to save you, and he was nice to me after that.
I remember when I was caught with a knife in TSA.
Oh, so was I.
Yeah, I've had those experiences
Like,
too,
imagine if
especially
Ronnie
flying
had
back and
something
forth.
like that, and he's getting the third degree
never-
on camera.
What was
that?
funny in my
I've had
experience
plenty
is
of times
that.
where I flew a lot.
Oh, wait, let's
Oh,
wait
sorry.
till we have one conversation.
Okay.
Which conversation are we going
We'll
with?
go with
guys?
them. What were you guys saying?
Your conversation.
Oh no, I was just finishing up that I know the experience too well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, cause they're giving Ronnie the third degree over a camera, something that's harmless. But then we get caught in TSA with a knife. I mean, what was your experience?
So what was funny is I had a knife that was on a keychain, and so I wasn't thinking about it. It was just part of my keys. Like, it was a little teeny wee little Swiss Army knife that would not have protected me in any actual situation. But I actually went through LAX customs and they didn't catch it. I could have gotten on the plane with the knife, but it so happened that there was a fire at the airport, and so they had the organization. I was going through the National Youth Leadership Forum for medicine, and so they got me a new flight, but this time it was flying out of Burbank. And so I got out of LAX and I went through the Burbank airport, and they caught the knife. And they were nice about it. They were like, did you want to, because they were like, you can't take this with you. Did you want to, put it back in the car or something, And I'm just like, no, whatever, I need to catch my flight, whatever, I'll just leave my knife. But it struck me, I'm like, I went through LAX TSA with a knife. They didn't catch me.
Yeah, actually,
my experience.
that's pretty. Oh, go ahead, I'll let you go.
No. Like, you go for a second, because I'm going to show you guys the knife. Where's my purse? Is it underneath you?
It's over here.
I'm trying to reach like you're sitting on me.
Nope.
You're nuts. But yeah, I was caught in TSA with.
Woo!
Ooh, you okay?
I'm fine.
It's okay. It's just crap.
I was like, the box filled with the stuff and the things.
And it's cute. Where do I keep this knife these days? Because I don't need to walk around at night anymore. So I don't carry it around out in my person. But I was caught with my iconic love knife that a certain somebody got me on our first date.
Mm-hmm.
Not Sweetie.
Like you do.
Oh god,
No,
I hate that guy.
Yeah. Like I would carry with this.
Well, that's your problem, Bronny.
I always have this in my purse because I'm used to when I was a receptionist back at my car dealership, and I would get the late night shift, and
Wow,
so
that's
Sweetie could
a pretty big knife.
Yeah, so when Sweetie was also working late, I'd be like, do you want to meet at Denny's? We'll have dinner and then we'll go home together, because she would usually get off later. And she was like, okay, yeah, because Denny's is 24 hours, a diner, and it's a safe place to be. So, but I had to make a little bit of a walk, not even a full block, but still, it's walking in the dark, and there's a lot of homeless people that hang around there. So I would always just have this in my pocket, and I'd always have it in my purse. But of course, last year, I was going to see Bronny for Christmas, and I had it in the back of my mind all that week. Take your knife out of your backpack. Take your knife out of your backpack. Didn't take my knife out of my backpack. So they stopped me at TSA, and they're like, the guys they're cool about it. They're like, oh, this is a really nice knife. Do you want, because I was just like, man, is there anything I can do here? It's like, well, we obviously can't go in there with that. What you can do is you either throw it away, which I don't think you want to do, and I'm like, hell no, I don't want to. And he's like, or you can mail it back to yourself. We have resources back out.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
They never offered me that.
Yeah, they offered it, but didn't have it.
Oh.
So I go out there,
bullcrap.
I try to find the stuff to do it, and I got like 3 different directions. Like, the guy that told me about it when I was at TSA seemed nice, but he told me it was one way. I went that way, couldn't find it. I went to the shop where someone was working. I'm like, hey, I need to mail this back. I need to know what the resources are for that. And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, great, you work here. And I tried asking somebody who, like, was, well, because they were working at a store, so who knows how long they've been working there. So I asked somebody who was not security, but also worked at the airport. I'm like, where can I go to put this in a thing so I can mail it back to my house? And they're like, oh, there should be a FedEx box. Go to the FedEx box. It does have an envelope. It does like have resources and stuff, but the place where it's supposed to have all the envelopes so you can mail stuff out, it's all gone.
Locked up.
All gone. Like everyone used it. So I'm like, great. And so the guy told me my third option is get my bag checked and put it through there. So I had to go to the trouble of getting this bag, my big bag checked, because I wanted to have just carry-ons, but whatever. It was the most annoying experience, but it's an experience of my own making.
That's usually what they would tell me is like, well, you can go back to your checked luggage and put it in there or what have you, and I'm just like, eh.
It's like, I don't want to, but I guess we have to now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a special knife, and while I miss my pink Swiss Army knife, I was already terrified that I was going to be late for my flight, so I was like, whatever, it's not worth it.
Now, I would do a lot of stuff with this knife, and I can also cause quite a bit of damage.
Yes. I mean, that knife is, like, emotionally special to you. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Mine was just, I mean, I can get a pink Swiss Army knife anywhere. Really.
Yeah, like, you can go to that Dick's we were at yesterday.
Yeah.
Or across the street from.
Aaron Davis says, I don't really like the NSA. Oh, wait, I meant TSA, not NSA.
Same difference, really.
The NSA needs to die, too. God, I would really like my Fourth Amendment back.
Same.
So let's see here. Fucking 5 says, is threatening the TSA agent an arrestable offense, Bronny? It might be, but here's
it probably
the thing.
is, yeah.
It probably
I think
is.
threats in general are an arrestable offense. If you threaten someone's
and
well-being, you can be arrested.
Yeah, but there's also, like,
There's
sometimes...
action.
Yeah, sometimes, but also, in my experience, if I threaten somebody, then things start working my way.
Because you are a big dude.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm really not that big.
Well, like, you have the look, is what I mean.
That I suppose there is
Sorry, I can, like,
that. I
move
tell you,
you
every time I go to a convention, if I just stand somewhere, people come up to me and start asking me questions like I'm security, and they're like, "Oh wait,
It's
you're not
because he's got
security."
them
No,
shoulders.
I'm just standing here.
I have the same problem when people ask me if I'm an employee. Like, I do that all the time. I'm shopping and someone will ask me a question. I'm like, hell if I know, I don't work here.
I wore a red shirt at a Target.
Yeah, God forbid. I wore a red sweater. It was around Christmas time, and I wore a red sweater in an Office Depot. And several people came up to me asking questions, and this one particular guy asked me an essay. Like, he went on with his life story about why he was looking for this particular thing. And I'm like, at no point are you looking at me and noticing that this is not a polo shirt? You know, I was like...
I would love to see you wear a red polo in a Target.
No, it's awful. I wear
that
a
to
blue.
her.
I used to work at a PetSmart that was next to a Target. PetSmart is blue. I would go into Target and people would stop me, and I'm like, blue, red, difference.
Colorblind.
Yeah, I was like, I have a PetSmart check mark on my back. I don't work here.
I mean, it'd be one thing if you were in a Walmart. At least that would be.
Yeah, that at least would make sense. No, it was a Target. Y'all leave me alone. I just clocked out. I don't feel like working.
I've never had that problem.
the reality
Always
of the
had that
situation
problem.
is sometimes if you're just very real with people, then they don't mess with you, right? Because what were the words that I used? That officer won't get here in time to save you, and it's very true. So it doesn't matter what happens to me, you're not going to be around to see it. And when people get that reality in their head, they start being a little bit more respectful.
Yeah.
It's the whole standing up to a bully principle. So, let's see here.
Yeah, the only time people
cool.
ever
What
come
else
up to
you
me
think?
randomly asking questions is because they actually want to have a social interaction.
Like they're asking you out and shit.
Asking me out or just want to have a conversation. I don't know. Some weird people talk to me.
Yeah, she's very more open with strangers than I am.
I don't know if it's that. It's that I am on the inside going like, ugh, but on the outside I should
On
be
the
like,
outside,
I should be nice.
You're like, yeah, but see, I'm nice to people, but I will bare minimum respond to their questions, and then that's it. How are you doing? I'm fine.
Yeah, like.
But you're like, I'm good. How are you? How's the family? You know, and I'm like, oh dear God.
Yeah, I can't. It's because I'm like, it's this chick thing, like, you know, ingrained in a lot of chicks. Obviously not you, but like this feminist society of like, I need to be nice, or else there might be a problem.
Well, no, I'm nice. I just don't get involved in their personal life, and I think that's me growing up in LA. If you ask too many questions, that can be a problem, you know, type of thing. So I'm just like, your business is your business. I'm going to be nice to you if you're nice to me, type of thing, but I'm not going to strike up a full conversation.
Okay, so this is my small town growing up.
I think so,
because
because
town California.
Yeah, little city girl over here goes like, no, don't make eye contact too long.
That's
Or
right.
they'll-
Or
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 they'll
else
shoot you.
it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now that I think back to it, like my family did that too. They'd be like, "Oh, you're so rude. You're not asking how we're doing. We're not like you're not interacting with people." So when people initiate contact, I'm like, "Oh, they expect it now." So I'm like, "All right, be nice."
I don't. And in fact, even as an employee, I don't. If I say like, you know, have a good day, and someone actually responds with you too, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, like when I was in retail positions, I feel like people thought I was going like, because I thought I was doing it like how, you know, I guess it is how corporate expects it, the way that I was supposed to be, but in reality that's not all how all retail workers go about it. Like when people would come to the door and it'd be like, welcome, come to us if you need any help. Like my managers would go like, wow. It's like, you did that? And then they made everyone do it. They're like, damn it!
I've done
It's
that.
actually interesting because where I work, it's kind of like whenever a customer comes by, we actually have like a full-on conversation because at Stater, I shouldn't bring up the name actually. I'll keep the name silent because company policy. But yeah, basically this place I work at says, oh, you want to make sure the customer wants to come back, so treat them like if it were a friend or a family member. So we had to talk and be like, hey, so how's your day going? Oh, what are you looking for? Oh yeah, I should be down at aisle 6. But hey, have a good day. You know, we just kind of like have a conversation while they're shopping.
Yeah, perhaps our mentality in that regard has gone too far.
Yeah, because I guess I'm also the person when I'm shopping for stuff and someone's like, hi, how can I help you? What are you here for? I'm like, just like, no.
And I get why you do.
I'm like, I'm browsing, go away.
It seems that behavior gets rewarded though, at least somewhat.
Yeah. And I get that. I get that that's what the company would want, but it's not what I, as a customer, want as an introvert. And people are like trying to get me, what are you here for? I'm here to browse. I'm here to window shop. Stop judging me.
You know, isn't it weird?
Stop judging me that I don't have any money.
Yeah,
They always say treat others the way you want to be
guess,
treated, and you're following that to a T. But at the same time, I'm not doing that because I'm treating people in a way, I guess, because I'm not, like, I am like you. I want to be left alone when I get into the store unless I need help.
Unless I need help, yeah.
But if I'm working in the store,
yeah.
I'm doing the opposite of what I would have wanted because I know that's what someone else wants me to do. It's a whole
What
defense
are you
thing.
trying to say?
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, I
Sorry.
guess it's because the store I work at, we're very like, what's the best way I can put it? It's more like a conservative and old people kind of store. You know, like you want to try to
Mom and pop shop?
Yeah, I mean it's not really a mom and pop. It's actually like a full-on chain store, but it's for like the LA area. It's supposed to like it's supposed to be for the more conservative shopper, right? If that makes sense.
Is it?
The ones that want,
I know what store he works at, and I'm like, I never noticed.
So here's a couple of life hacks for everybody. What I do is I wear headphones. I just put in earbuds regardless of whether or not I'm actually listening to music. That seems to work most of the time.
Honey, let me tell you where that goes wrong. You don't have hair that hides it. I have long hair, and I'll be at work having one earbud in because you want to keep one earbud open in case someone calls your name. And then someone, they started a meeting one day just in the middle of the office room, and they didn't know that I wasn't listening because, I was just facing my computer in their general direction, so I guess they thought I was listening, but then I realized, oh, they're talking. No one can tell because my hair sometimes just covers my ears. So I have to wear, big headphones. But then again, when I wear big headphones, it's like the conversation starter to them. Because when I'm wearing them, that's when people want to talk to me. They're like, oh, hey, nice headphones. Where'd you get those? And I'm like, it's like, It's like, I got them from this place.
I got him so you'd leave me alone.
Yeah, I actually was in the process of telling my mom this. It's like, oh, I wear my I told her, like, in a conversation, it's like, oh yeah, I wear my headphones in public so maybe people will stop talking to me. And I had my headphones on, and she was just like, oh, Heather, nice headphones. And my sister, like, was like, Mom, she literally told you she wears them so she doesn't have to talk to people.
Another life hack for this type of thing is Aaron Davis says if somebody comes up to you and tries to start a chat, just cut them off and say, I know more than you, Ron Swanson style.
No, if they try to start a conversation, I do try to be all nice, and I'm all like, I'm good, thanks. Okay. Which is why I'm absolutely terrible.
There was one video I saw, I think it was on Vine, and it was in a retail store of some kind, but a customer, this old lady walks in, and behind the counter are like all the employees on shift at the moment, just standing there perfectly straight with their hands folded at their center of gravity, and they all say in the most monotone, like robotic, perfectly in sync voice,
how can I help you?
Yeah, welcome. How can I help you today? Is there anything I can do to help you today? And the lady just gets freaked out and goes, please don't. Keep walking to the store.
This is why I'm glad I work there.
Circle?
Well, it's flattened in some way.
Let's see here.
Like too much stuff or not enough?
Not enough, I think.
No?
Battleship Agincourt says, Brawny, I have a great telephoto camera and I'm trying to find some use for it. Any ideas on what I can do with it? Well, shoot, that. Let me answer your question with a question. What's the make, model, year, lens, aperture, shutter speed?
Sure.
These are important.
I have that other half of the straw.
Yay!
Nothing goes to waste here.
Nagorna says, if you eat ravioli loudly from your pocket, people will leave you alone.
That's a filthy Frank hack. He did that. He went, like, you know, it was one of those things where you go out in public and do something weird. Like, he just went out and, like, asked a guy who was just sitting on the bench, he's like, can I sit here, brother? And he goes, like, yeah, sure. And he goes, like, oh, God, okay, thank you. And he just takes raviolis or something out of his pocket and just starts eating it very loudly, like, and the guy just looks at him like, what? It's like, because what are you going to do in that situation? Just walk away? You don't want to mess with that.
No, yeah, that's definitely a kind of crazy that I wouldn't want to.
I don't want to be near that.
The prank, bro.
Also, just like that kind of masticating is gross.
Stretches.
Oh yes, you're right.
Thank you, Emerald.
It is 8:02, 8:03, something like that. This stream is flying by today.
Yep.
I need to do stretches
Good
in my
conversation will
shoulders
do
and
that.
neck too.
Bunkin wants to know, what did you do with the crocheted rainbow dash?
It is still currently in my closet. I have been trying to pressure Dusty to let me send it to him for Christmas. We'll see how that works out.
Tell him you didn't. Well, you did spend money on the kit, but
the plan is going perfectly, by the way, sweetie. I went out the other day.
I haven't told him what it is. I just told him I have something for you that I wanted to give you at Everfree. Can I send it to you for Christmas? And he's like, motherfucker, woman, stop sending me shit. And I'm just like, well, too late now, so can I send it to you for Christmas? He's like, Christmas is a long time away. I'm like, okay, but since we're not coming together for Everfree. So, yeah.
But the plan is going perfectly, sweetie. I bought a 60-inch television the other day, and I'm going to send you the box to send.
Oh, no. I told him about your scheme. It's actually, he had a very funny response. I showed Heather.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it's like, so we were talking in Heather's stream about me sending your gift to you, and Bronny suggested I put it in a flat screen TV box, and I said you'd kill me if you thought I spent that much on you. He said, and he responded, and you'd be right.
Am I the only one who, if they got a big present, would be like, no, but yeah, present?
I was actually talking to Ellie about this. My general response to presents is the opposite of the thanks, I hate it. It's like, screw you! I love it.
Yeah, like the antithesis of
it's the absolute opposite. It's like, you suck.
People with low self-esteem, Heather, don't like it when other people spend money on them.
Oh man, I thought I had low self-esteem, but clearly not enough.
I mean, you're self-conscious. There's a difference between self-conscious and low self-esteem.
I guess I'm so lovable. Even I love me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, Heather, you are a very self-assured person. Like you're.
Yeah.
People with low self-esteem have.
I think I was like that at one time in middle school, because everyone is in middle school.
Everyone is in middle school.
Middle school, and then like as I got into high school, it was still kind of there. But I feel like there was one day where I went like, you know what? I hate that shit. You know what? I like me. Because I feel like the reason I didn't like stuff about myself was because of what I'd been led to believe and what I was being told. It's like, you know what? It's not perfect, but I don't see anything wrong with it.
Seems legit.
I kind of had that same revelation when I was doing presentations. I used to be very bad at presentations in school, but now if you got me in front of on like a stage and told me like, okay, sell us your fan fiction, I would so be able to do it. Like, you should have seen, there was recordings of me doing like a presentation on Rhode Island when I was in 5th grade, and it was just me like kind of going like, and so it was but like in 6th grade I was just like, I don't want to be like that anymore, so screw it. And then I found that there's a saying for that: fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. Yep.
So that's kind of how I got where I am today.
Buckin wants to know, sweetie, how angry did Dusty get when over the spa ponies that you and Silver bought him?
Have you seen the video? It's hilarious. He was gonna kill Silver, and I've still got the video. I think. Let me see if I can find it. Because, okay, so here's how that whole thing happened. So Little Moon, who is the person who made my plushie, and so she's very near and dear to my heart because of that. She only had the 2 ponies left, and they were the spa ponies, and I knew how much Dusty liked them. And so Dusty made this tweet of him holding them saying, somebody buy these and save me from myself. So I retweet, somebody buy them for him and I'll pay you back. And of course, immediately Dusty's like, you mother trucker, like, no, don't do that. And then I get a message on Skype from Silverquill going, do you seriously want to do this? And I was like, oh snap, I didn't actually expect someone to call me on my bluff. Yeah, give me a second, let me just check my bank account, make sure I can swing that. Proceed about 10 minutes of going, no, I'm paying for it, between the two, between myself and Silver, before we agree to split it in half.
Oh, for God's sake.
Anyway, so how I knew that Dusty had gotten it is Silver sent me a video of Dusty being pissed off at me, and it was hilarious. Let me see if I can find it. And then a while ago, Silver posted on his channel the full video of him presenting it to Dusty Cat, and yeah, he was pretty...
No, I don't think I've seen that video, so I'll need you to send that to me later.
Okay, I'll link it in, I'll see if I can find it, and then I'll link it to you on the Discord, and you can put it in the... Oh, I guess they won't let you put in links on YouTube, huh?
I
no,
think we
you
can do
can.
that.
Okay.
You know, this reminds me of how you have you took a video of Ronnie at Elior's wedding opening up my presents.
Yes.
I gotta say, the shirt was a collab of me and Sweetie, so...
Yes.
But sometimes I just still go back and watch it, because I'm just like, this is the best.
Right? I do this...
The only thing better is if I had been there.
I do the same thing with this video of Dusty saying he's gonna kill Silverquill. It's hilarious. And he knows, like, he's like, seriously, and then Silverquill goes, yeah, I do have something, I do want to pull a Game of Thrones on you, and he goes behind Dusty and goes, Sweetie Bloom sends her regards. I'm just like, A+ right there.
I feel like someone did do that.
Yeah, Silverquill.
No, like another one of our friends did something like that, and I can't remember what it was. It's like, it's in the back of my brain, and I'm just like, it's so reminiscent.
Emerald Spencer has a request.
What would he
let's
like?
see here. You have no idea how much I am hurting. Every single day of my life.
Okay, Emerald, do I need to kick you?
Apparently.
Okay, I don't need this. Are you sure that's not Brandon in there?
Well, if Brandon somehow got into his account, that'd be very, like, I would applaud his skills.
Emerald, don't get in on that joke. You don't even know. God, stop making fun of my middle school, or maybe it was college or high school cringe. It was cringe. I don't remember what year that was. Meta Knight was always my boy, okay? He's just a little edgy boy, but he's
You
proud.
have the worst taste in husbandos, Heather.
You can't tell me he's not the cutest thing in Little Armor. The only thing that's possibly cuter is Kirby himself, but they both cute. God,
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't pick him as a freaking husbando.
I love him. What is so hard to understand?
And I understand it perfectly fine. I'm just saying you're weird.
There it is. Hold on. Oh, okay. So this is the video that Silver sends me. That's all I got. I'll
Duncan wants you to get your kazoo, Heather.
Oh, sweetie, hand me my kazoo.
the kazoo saxophone.
You know what? Sure.
Okay. that
Also
was
the
first
regular
one I saw.
kazoo.
Okay. Here's the saxophone.
It had cat hair in it, but that's okay.
Everything has cat hair in it. Let's be fair.
Yeah, dude, it's just everywhere. I love my craft. Not Minecraft, but my craft. But I do like Minecraft too. Yeah. I'm moving up in the world. Yeah, so just things I have.
I'm gonna try out a thing. I've never done this before, so I don't know if it'll fail at life. Let me see.
What are you doing, sweetie?
I'm sharing a video straight from my thing to your thing. Oh, there it is. Yay. So that was... So if you guys are in Chaos and Crochet, that's the video that Silver sent me to let me know that Dusty had gotten our present. That's all I got.
Did you post videos here? Nope. Where'd you put it?
I put it in Chaos and Crochet.
The chat and Discord.
Discord chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, not on YouTube. I don't know how to do that. I mean, I could post it onto my YouTube, but it's not worth it for that. Because it's just 9 seconds of him basically looking pissed off at the camera, and it's great.
Guys, Louis did a dab.
Louis. When did Louis leave?
Banned again.
He left a while ago.
I did not.
I didn't recall hearing him say why. He just...
Yeah, Louis never left. He just hasn't.
Oh, you just haven't said anything. I see how it is.
You guys are talking about stuff that I have no knowledge of.
Well, watch videos of Dusty Cat getting mad at Silverquill and I. It's great.
All right, Louis. So I need you to educate us on something that you know about. Drop that knowledge, Louis. Let's hear it.
That's not how conversations work, Brownie.
How do you make
Drop
a taco?
that knowledge,
It's
Louis.
not
I
natural.
can make a taco.
I'll lay down a beat
As long as
for
it's
you.
made of potatoes.
Yes.
I'll
What's
start
wrong with that?
beatboxing, Louis. Would you like me to beatbox for you? Would that make it easier?
No, that would be kind of
I feel
racist.
like making those this week.
How is me beatboxing racist? Like, what are you on that is racist?
Well, that's
I don't know. It's a
racist.
pretty trashy white thing.
Yeah, it's a trashy white thing.
Do black
Which is
people
like-
need to do it?
What's that?
Do black people even beatbox?
Need to what?
Do they even beatbox?
Some do, yeah. Yeah, of course. It's like, it's a whole thing. Like, for certain kinds of music. I still think my favorite beatboxing has got to be, Eliza beatboxing for her son. But, you know, Hamilton stuff. I can't wait for Hamilton.
Oh yeah, that's happening.
So excited.
It'll be my first time watching it. I know. I'm only listening to the soundtrack.
You're really only missing one song, which is when Lawrence dies.
Oh, probably. I can't wait to see it all threaded together.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. I may or may not have watched it in less than legal means.
Oh, like freaking. You know what? The founding fathers would be proud.
I mean, it's true.
No taxation.
No taxation.
No, I
without-
don't think they would.
Well, the founding fathers.
Depends on which founding father.
Yeah.
I think that they'd be slamming their head up against the wall, going, "I went through all of that, and then 200 some odd years later, they do me in a play, and they just get everything wrong."
Yeah,
How
but
dare.
also they'd be pissed off that they're not being played by white men, and they'll also be pissed off that it's a play revolving around Alexander Hamilton, who was the most hated of the founding fathers. So yeah,
But they might go, sweet jams though.
I doubt it.
Alright.
I doubt it. They would have been at the time of classical music and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I don't even know if they'd register Hamilton
As music, they would not. I feel like if I were to sell it to the founding fathers, I'm like, well, it's like poetry, except every once in a while you sing, basically.
I feel like that wouldn't be too foreign of a concept to sell.
Yeah, it's like, so someone actually very much compared Lin-Manuel Miranda to Shakespeare, and I don't think that's a wrong comparison. I think that makes sense.
But they also would have had Mozart, who had some pretty raunchy songs himself, and we consider that to be high art.
I don't recall any lyrics to that though. I mean, other than Latin ones.
He's got one song that's about that he wrote about a time where he had fiery diarrhea.
Oh.
And the lyrics are just this very operatic singing that roughly translates to "There's fire coming out my butt, my butt."
You know what? Humanity never changed.
No,
We've always been like this.
That actually is what's really interesting to me about the play Hamilton. Is like like they mention stuff that I'm like, shit, we do that now. You know, it's like we smack each other in the press and we don't print retractions, you know, and stuff like that. I'm like, oh snap, you were doing that back in the olden days too. Do that crap here.
Oh yeah. Humanity has not changed.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Sweetie, I should show you a video when we get done with the stream. There was what's his name? Adam Conover. You know who that is?
The guy who makes the Adam Rings everything stuff.
Yeah. So he did a TED talk about like political trash talk.
Yeah.
And was kind of addressing the sentiment like you know, we'd never seen somebody who trash talks like Donald Trump in history before, and he goes, that's not necessarily true, and he just pulled up a bunch of like political advertisements from the late 1700s, early 1800s.
Yeah.
Oh,
People
God, that
just
was
throwing
great.
some serious shade. It's,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I'll write
I'll
under
show
a
it to
pseudonym.
you.
You'll see what I can do to him. Yeah, that's all that crap.
Yep.
And it's also something I also tell people when they're like, man, fandoms are so toxic to their creators, blah blah blah. And I'm like, so once upon a time there was this character named Sherlock Holmes, and the author had every
Oh,
intention
my God,
of
yeah.
killing that character off until he was harassed to the point of having to make up some bullcrap excuse of why he didn't die. You know,
Oh,
it's like,
yeah,
don't tell me
I've heard
fandoms
that-
are
I've
toxic
heard that.
now, like they haven't been ever since the olden days.
I've heard that Arthur Conan Doyle like really didn't enjoy writing Sherlock Holmes. He thought it was like child's play or something. Like he wanted to actually write about the actual forensic sciences which he was pioneering at the time. Like he was a smart guy.
And you'll see in his writing him actually mentioning that. Like, he'll have multiple times where Sherlock will chastise Watson for writing the stories as if they are stories and romanticizing them rather than having them be scientific documents. You know, and stuff like that. Yeah, no, poor Arthur Conan Doyle. He was forced into a work he didn't want to keep going. It's kind of sad.
It is.
But
You know,
I love it, so.
I do like that in communities now with artists and stuff like that. They'd be like, you know what? They're always spreading messages of like, you know what? You may have followers, and you owe a lot to them, but they are not like your bosses. You can make whatever the content you want to make.
Unless
Maybe
you're
you'll
working
get
for a
flagged.
company.
Oh yeah.
Because, like, that was something I remember Alex Hirsch had to go through. He never intended there to be a second season of Gravity Falls.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, like, he had, like, everyone's like, but you've got all this setup. He had no hidden meaning to a lot of the setup that he set up in season 1. So basically, Disney was like, oh no, your show's doing really well, make a season 2. And he's like, oh crap, I have to, like, actually make meaning for all this stuff. Like, that whole, like, magic circle, that didn't have any meaning. He just random stuff. And now he's like, shoot, now I have to concoct a meaning for all this stuff. And pull it into the second season. And he was like, I refuse to make a third season. He was like, they're like, we can sign you on for a third season. And he's like, F you, no.
And here I'm a fan going like, oh, no, season
Yeah, and everyone's,
so good.
yeah, because I would always stop people. It's like, if only he could have continued to season 3. I'm like, he didn't want to continue to season 2. Like, it was
That's
Disney
really
trying to
interesting,
juice him for
'cause
all he's
that's
worth.
almost the opposite of what I had heard happened.
No, I was hearing it not straight from Alex Hirsch himself, but from my friend who was a
Was it
storyboard artist.
The one that worked with Star Versus?
Yeah, she worked on Star Versus, and she was a storyboard artist for Gravity Falls. And I loved hearing her stories of like, yeah, that didn't have any hidden meaning, that didn't have any hidden meaning, like that was pulled out of his butt at the last minute, you know, stuff like that. And
you know, it's fun then because like looking at fandom, there's so many videos over analyzing stuff like that, and that's like where a lot of entertainment value.
And he loves
from.
it. Like, don't get me wrong, Alex loves that his fans overanalyze everything. But I think what he loves is people taking meaning where there was no meaning. Like, he loves it. He's like, that's hilarious. What does it actually mean? Oh, it didn't mean crap. But I love that you've come up with this theory about what it actually meant, you know?
Yeah, that's the best part of it.
Yeah.
Like, for Steven Universe
Yeah,
especially. That's why
up.
I started liking it more and more. Like, I like Steven Universe by itself. It had some good bits and nice songs and the art style I liked. But then it was watching videos of people going to depth, be like, you know, could be stuff like this, could be like this, could be like this.
Mm-hmm.
And like that big point of contention that, hey, spoiler, Rose Quartz is Pink Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
But like everyone saw that company, so they're like, no, it's too obvious. Of course they won't go with that. And they were just like, actually,
That's exactly.
that was, sorry.
I love also they made fun of that in Gravity Falls where they had the whole thing where, oh, he's got a twin brother, and the following episode they had the detective where, oh, he's got a twin brother, and they go, seriously, that's the big twist. It's like, yeah, I predicted that like 2 seasons ago, you know. It's just like they were making fun of their own fandom for doing exactly that, of like, yeah, duh, we already predicted that.
Part of the reason I'm having trouble buying that is because Alex set up this whole scavenger hunt thing
Oh yeah, I remember
to
that.
find the
That was-
Bill Cipher statue that he went and hid somewhere,
Yeah.
and that does not seem like something a man who didn't want to engage his audience. Or
When did I say he wasn't trying to engage his audience? I actually specifically said he was engaging with his audience, that he loved when they would come up with theories, and they basically loved when they would call him on his stuff, or when they were making up stuff that wasn't
I
meaning.
used the wrong words there, but it doesn't strike me as the behavior of a man without a plan. And what I had heard, and I have no way of verifying this here and now, but what I had heard was that he had a full story plan that would have taken 2 seasons to get through, and he definitely didn't want to do any more than the 2 seasons, but he did always have a story planned out from the start that then played out exactly, almost exactly as we saw on the screen.
Some of the stuff, yes, some of the stuff, no. Like, some of the stuff he hadn't fully thought through. And it really, at the end of the day, a lot of it had to do with deadlines. Like, if he had time to think things through, he oftentimes would. But, like, for instance, people would come up with these big theories about why he was voicing so many characters. Oh, these characters are all voiced by Alex Hirsch, so there's some meaning behind these characters that were voiced by him. The meaning was he didn't have time to hire voice actors, so he'd do it himself. Like there were things like that where people would juice out meaning where it was just of reality. He made something where he didn't necessarily intend for it to go as deep as it had to go, and he made it go as deep as it had to go if necessary.
I just thought he liked voice acting. He was good at it.
He was good at it, but a lot of it had to do with the fact that he just didn't have time to hire somebody because they were always so behind schedule. They were always hugely behind schedule. Poor Sabrina was panicking about that because she couldn't. It's the terrible thing about being in the animation industry is once your job is over, you're unemployed. Once you're done with the show, you don't have a job. So, but unfortunately, because Gravity Falls was always so behind, she basically couldn't apply to another job because she still had the job she was doing, and so she couldn't apply to another job until it was over, and it was super stressful. Luckily, they signed her onto Star Versus, but she was, there was a point where she was panicking that she was going to be, she was going to be out of work, but she wasn't going to have enough time to look for work, that type of thing.
Mm.
That's the stress of being in animation, is you're only signed on from job to job. There's no guarantee once a job is over that you're going to continue to have a job. You just got to hope that your company signs you on to another project. And if they don't, then you're on the street.
Yeah, we gotta fix the way we treat animators.
It's been like that since the very beginning.
Really? I didn't think like Disney originally worked like that.
Oh no, they were very bad.
They were terrible. Do you remember the whole strike that went down during Dumbo and all that crap? Walt Disney treated his animators absolutely awfully.
When I said originally, I meant like Snow White.
Yeah, again, Snow White would have been 1937, and Dumbo would have been 1941. There was a strike around the early 1940s because of how poorly the animators were being treated by the Walt Disney Animation Company.
Yeah, that I do remember the strike.
Like, there's I don't know if you've noted, if you pay enough attention to Disney movies like I do. In the early Disney movies, the credits for the movie are at the beginning of the film. Eventually, it changed to be at the end of the film. And there's a distinct reason. Because they had to be credited when they didn't before. Like, crediting animators, especially beyond lead animators, was not something that was legally required for quite some time. And so when the credits started becoming very long, if you notice, for instance, I think the first Star Wars film, I don't think James Earl Jones is credited for being the voice of Darth Vader. It's only until the second or third film that his name actually appears in the credits. Things like that, like who you credited, the was a lot looser back in the day. They just treated people like crap, and yeah, I mean, that's always how animation's been. My cousin used to, that's why actually in my family we're technically not supposed to like Treasure Planet, because my cousin was signed on for the sequel, but when the movie didn't make enough money to warrant a sequel, he was unemployed. So yeah, that was my cousin's brief history with working for Disney. He now is one of the primary directors of Illumination. So they lost out on that one. But yeah, that's how animation's always worked. You never had a steady job unless, like, you had a good relationship with your bosses, if that makes sense. Like, you had a steady job if they continued to sign you on to new projects, but if they didn't, you were out of luck. That's why there was the 9 Old Men. The 9 Old Men were carried over, but a lot of other animators weren't.
I thought I had heard that like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon had actual animation studios, and the same teams would just go from show to show.
A lot of times, yes, but it's kind of a yes and no. Like, for instance, a lot of the people who worked on Gravity Falls, a lot of them worked on Starverses, but it wasn't one for one. It was just, okay, so there's this group of people who are going to be done with their project, and we need people in this project, so we'll take people from Project A and put them in Project B. And stuff like that. Like, yeah, you'd get a lot of the same team coming over, but it wasn't one for one. It wasn't like, and then, they'll stay in the same office, well, they will stay in the same offices a lot of the time, because they're not necessarily linked, but...
One little tidbit I heard about DreamWorks that I thought was hilarious is that they were producing Shrek and Prince of Egypt at the same time. And they were really banking on Prince of Egypt, and they didn't have a whole lot of faith that Shrek was going to do very well at all. And I totally don't blame them for that.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, that's because Prince of Egypt was the better film.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so
but as a child,
if you were working as an animator on the Prince of Egypt and you weren't pulling your weight or you weren't meeting your deadlines, you would get punished, and you'd have to go work on Shrek.
Nice.
Like, that was the punish. I just picture an animator like doing his best, and then the boss comes in and goes, "Listen, we gotta put you on Shrek." No.
Not Shrek. Yeah. I can buy that.
Listen, if I had to work on Shrek, I'd jump out a window.
Sometimes you just take the jobs you gotta take. Like, I'll say Yarrow's not proud of all of his films.
Oh, let's see here. On a completely unrelated note, Aria Diamond says, Brawny called me a slave because I'm a crystal pony. Beat him up, please.
Seems legit. We'll beat him up next time we see him. Heather, it's on you.
I never called her a slave. I just said, should Arya's people be in chains? I think the answer is crystal clear. That's all I said.
That makes it even worse.
That's kind of worse, Brawny.
You can put whatever implications you want.
Look. I know you're
said
into
what you
the
had.
whole bondage thing, but you don't have to do that to everybody you meet.
Just leave it to Sweetie to make it weird.
You're the one saying everybody should be in chains, Brawny. That's on you. And if you don't mean that in a slavery way, there's really only one other way I can think of.
I didn't even say anybody should.
There's
I just
Silver Crow's
asked
way.
the question, right?
It's a
I
reference
just
to
asked the question. That's all I
Sombra
did. And
ads.
then I
I think
said,
it was
I think the
Bad
answer.
Oh
is
yeah,
crystal clear.
the chain underwear. That was hilarious. I freaking died. I think I messaged him after I saw that. I'm like, excuse you?
It's like in the distance you can hear, oh god, the implications.
Yeah, but Brawny was there, but he couldn't say it because he was in character. But I could almost see the Brawny going.
It's
and then I did. I put it in. I put it in the finished product. It was like.
Oh, it was hilarious!
Really
I loved it. I would have the funny thing about that is man, if I was there, because sometimes in those scenarios it's oh, what would I do if I was there? I'm like, no, I shouldn't have been there on that one because I would not have kept my countenance. I would have been doubled over in laughter.
Oh geez, yeah. What else happened? There was one time. Speaking of chains, I remember BronyCon in 2017. And we were all hanging out, and this was, I think, after you and a few of the others had broken off, but it was, or right before we all met up. It was one of the two. But I was hanging out with Keyframe and A&Y, and we were just walking up and down the vendors hall together, and Keyframe spotted that booth
chain
there
mail?
that sells the chainmail,
Ah.
and there was a chainmail bikini there, and she really wanted it, and she's like, oh dang, but it's $250, and there's just no way. And I went, okay, here's what we're gonna do. A&Y, I'm gonna need you to take one for the team, right? So
Oh my.
you're gonna slip, you're gonna bust your ankle. We're gonna start a GoFundMe for your hospital bills, but that's not where it's actually gonna go. And they were like, no, let's not do that.
You're a terrible influence on children.
Wow.
Yep. There's nothing better than medical fraud.
There's pretty much everything better than medical fraud.
Jeez.
What are you talking about? Medical fraud is how I pay for all my vacations.
Well, shit. When I
If
signed
only
up-
he did.
Yeah, I wish I could be.
You pay for your vacations by staying rent free in my apartment. That's how you do it.
Alrighty then. We got other questions here. Did you enjoy the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock?
No.
I haven't seen it.
No.
I thought the first one was good. I really didn't like.
Oh, I didn't even watch the second one. The first one insulted me so very much. All I will say though, Jude Law is a pretty good Watson. That's all I will say.
All right.
That's all I can.
Let's
What do
see
you think
here.
of
What
that
do we think
Sherlock
about
series?
Phineas and
Oh, I
Ferb?
loved it. The Benedict Cumberbatch one. That was fantastic.
I watched the first season. I was just like, no, I can't go into the second season.
Oh, I loved it. No, Benedict Cumberbatch is the best Sherlock since Jeremy Brett. He's really good.
I couldn't deal with that twist where they played it up like he was really dead, but then
That's from the series. Remember what I was saying? That he killed off Sherlock Holmes and then his fan base harassed him until he made up a bullshit reason about how he didn't die in the first place?
yeah, I know, but it was when his friend was at dinner about to propose to a lady and that whole
Oh, I thought that was hilarious actually when I saw that for the first time because in the books Watson passes out. Where Sherlock does exactly that. He dresses up as someone else and basically sneaks up on Watson, takes off his disguise. He's like, hey, Watson, I'm alive! And Watson passes out. And I always thought that was really funny. But going into the scene, I'm like, how are they going to pass that for a modern audience? Because a guy passing out is not something that modern audiences are usually going to want. And so having him just deck him, I was like, that's what modern Watson would do.
Yeah, it just hit me like the Sherlock in that series was not supposed to be incredibly likable. I get that. He was kind of uppity and stuff like that, but that just was too far for me. Like, no, that's too much of an unlikable thing to do, because he was obviously distraught, and you lied, and you tried to make light of it, and he punched you. I mean, you deserved that,
You
but
deserved
also
it, yeah.
you made me upset, and I don't want to watch it anymore.
No, that was sort of...
You hurt my feelings.
It's an exaggeration of how Sherlock was. Like, Sherlock would do a lot of thoughtless things. However, he would usually apologize. If he did go too far, a lot of times he'd be like, oh shit, sorry. And now, a lot of times it would have to be Watson smacking him upside the head. You know, when he's like, Holmes, and he's like, what? Oh, I am so sorry. I suppose you have feelings or something. My apologies, you know. Which is not something that modern Sherlock did. He just gave no cares.
Yeah, which I feel like that was a trend for a while. People liked very, doesn't really apologize. Like Tony Stark and Doctor Strange. And, Benedict Cumberbatch was really good at that kind of thing.
Dr. House.
I just thought it was too
Dr.
mean.
House, yeah, he was a... I feel like, House, while I loved House, I feel like that was too much of a separation from the original source material to count as a direct adaptation. It was more of a, allusion to, House and Wilson, Holmes and Watson, all that stuff. One time, though, I officially rolled my eyes at a House, was they flat out brought up Eleanor Audley. Now, they used it as an offhanded joke, though. They're like, oh, yes, he refers to her as the woman, blah, 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 and I'm just like, really? I was like, no, you idiot, I'm just pulling your leg, and like, really? No, you didn't think anybody was going to get that Sherlock Holmes reference? Come on now.
Yeah, it's really a trend. Like, I do like watching them sometimes, but it's when they go just a nudge too far where I'm just like, you've crossed that line that I established that you didn't know about.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I never liked House, but like I would watch it on occasion, and it's like, frick, here's House, right? But whenever I watched it, I couldn't stop watching it. I hated it the whole time I was watching it, but I couldn't stop. I just had to know what the solution was.
Oh yeah, that's how
it's
they
like,
get
okay,
you.
This would be great if I could actually enjoy this.
I loved watching House. Although there was one, I think the time when I sort of walked away was actually the time where I solved the mystery before House, and that's not something that I should be able to do with my limited knowledge of human medicine at the time. They're like, how can someone have two sets of DNAs? And I go, chimerism. Like, it's impossible for someone to have two kind of DNAs. Chimerism. Oh my gosh, I forgot about chimerism. Oh, screw you guys. It's like, it's absolutely a thing, shut up.
Yeah, I didn't know about it.
Yeah, I mean...
there was this one episode where he was, like, dreaming because he was in a comatose state, and then he figured out he was dreaming and woke himself up.
I think there were a couple episodes like that, yeah.
Bigorna says, I'm pretty sure that medical fraud is better than onions.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's not.
This is my room, and I say onions are worse. This is my stream. I make the rules.
Sweetie, let's go commit some onions.
Good. Go do it in your own room. On your own stream.
If it's that or being... I mean, I've fed you onions before.
I know, but I don't like them as a concept.
Yes,
and
but...
them by themselves suck. If you put it in a chili, sure.
But you've swallowed more onions than I'd be able to swallow medical fraud.
Maybe. If you gave me a choice, be like, okay, do you want to perform medical fraud? You want to have an onion? I'm like,
if it's something tangible.
More benefits from the medical fraud.
Benefits for who?
Maybe.
Let's use the onion to commit medical fraud.
Well, now it's just the worst.
I don't know you guys anymore.
Good.
Oh, you're involved now.
Too late.
You're
a conspirator.
You're the fall guy edits.
I should have just stayed
Hello
quiet.
everyone, it's Dr. Louis.
Oh,
Time for your
fine.
checkup.
Now turn your head and cough.
Thank you.
Dr. Louie, my girlfriend here has choked on an onion. I need you to write up a death certificate for the insurance company.
I diagnose you with more onion.
Do you have
Here's
life
a
insurance?
prescription for
I do.
onion.
I set it up with work.
How much? Not that I'm going to kill
allergic.
you or anything. I'm just interested. I had this
I don't
conversation
care.
with a coworker.
I didn't leave you as a beneficiary.
Oh, no,
so
yeah.
too bad. I don't
I wouldn't
remember. I was maybe 100,000 now.
Tell me,
100,000,
what do you
damn.
think we should do?
Who is your beneficiary?
think-
Because you may be in danger of death.
That shit. They don't know. Nobody
Hey,
here.
chat, what do you... hold on, girls. I need to know, chat, what do you think we should do with the money that we get from Heather's life insurance fraud?
None of you are beneficiaries.
Car.
I assume your nephews are the beneficiaries, right?
I don't know if I want to disclose all these
That's
details.
that's fair. That's fair. My
I'm
nephew
like,
is my
I
beneficiary.
don't want to name names.
My nephew's my beneficiary. I'm okay sharing that. But yeah, no, that's
It's like,
fair.
kill me. Go ahead. I don't
Go
care.
ahead, yeah.
That's
Well,
it,
yeah,
that's
he's
easy,
what,
Heather.
5?
We just need to pull a Carol Baskin, okay? We'll just change it like 3 days. We'll just change the will and the policy like 3 days before it happens.
And at my work, you can only change it once a year unless something major happens. Like if you got married or your beneficiary, God forbid something happened to my nephew or what have you. Otherwise, you can only change it once a year.
Gosh, I don't like to think about sad things happening to children.
Yeah, I thought about making my dad my beneficiary, but then that made me depressed at the idea of my dad.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, me dying before my dad. Like, for my dad's sake. I'm like, oh, that would suck. I mean, yeah, okay, he'd have money to plan my funeral, but that would still suck.
I know too many people who, because a lot of them were relatives that lost their kids before they, I have a cousin. I don't think I ever told you about my cousin. My cousin Alex. I never got to know him. My older sister Tammy, though, knew him very well. And they have this whole story that they remember so clearly. I never got to know him. I wasn't born at the time. My older brother Alexander was named after him. But yeah, he got shot, and the details around it were very sketchy. They live in a very urban type of area, so you don't know justice for that. But yeah, my Aunt Sadie has to carry that with her, and of course, and my friend Juanita, she had a cousin who went the same way. It feels like this, kind of thing happens too often.
Yeah. The closest it's ever happened in my immediate circle is my aunt died before my grandfather did. But my grandfather was himself on his... she died at Christmas, he died on Easter.
Aww.
But basically no one told him that his daughter had died because he wasn't lucid enough to understand it anyway.
We did the same thing with that same thing happened with my Uncle Benny. My Uncle Benny died in a car accident when I was 5, and my grandpa was still alive. And he was very active at the time, so he felt it. But then as he started devolving into dementia, he would ask, oh, where's Benny? And my mom would tell him, sorry, Deb, but Benny's gone. He died. And she, it just started breaking her, having to tell him this all the time. So she would eventually say, oh, Benny's in Arizona. He's with his family. So we had to lie to him. The last few years he was alive. So sad.
Yeah.
My grandma, she couldn't even talk at one point. So it's safe to say we didn't have to break a lot of bad news to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fun times.
Sadness.
You brought up death, Bronny. I want you to know.
And both my grandparents are at peace.
I didn't
on my
intend
mother's side.
for the
don't
rabbit
know
hole
my
to go
dad's.
in this direction.
All my grandparents are dead, too.
I asked a whimsical, hypothetical, highly illegal question.
About
Bronny!
killing people, Bronny, so naturally death is going to come up as a
About
subject.
insurance fraud.
Yes,
sweetie.
life
You're not
insurance
paying
fraud!
Bronny, bring me your Nona. I want a grandma. Now I'm sad and I want to share memories.
Aw. I'm too old for grandparents.
I don't feel too old for it. I feel so young at heart. I feel like I should have a million childish things. Look at this room.
She has a point.
Yeah, if you could see it all. I mean, you're seeing some of that.
Yeah, that's honestly the worst of it, to be fair.
The worst, it's a bad thing.
Well, no, but it's the, how should I put it? Most obvious?
Yes. When you come in, that's the first thing you see. Then you turn to your left and you're like, what the There's Funko Pops.
Funko Pops.
There's my little pony.
A lot of
toys.
makeup, though.
Oh yeah, that's where I do my makeup. Yeah, so that's gonna.
So that's not childish. At least not in my childhood, anyway.
You got, but how do you change your name? You got Toothless is right there.
Oh yeah.
And I got that whole mess.
Yeah. I feel like turning to the right would be the next. Oh my god, why? Especially your desk of shipping figurines.
Yeah. Ship them with me. I have my Husbando Garrus and Cobra Commander. Black Panther. I guess Black Panther is Husbando. He's bad.
There you go.
Is he single now because of the blip?
Maybe? No? Because
Well, okay.
No, I think they both...
Did they both, like him and his girlfriend, did they both blip?
I think so.
I don't remember if they said, but like, yeah, if he
Because they
blipped-
can't afford Lupita Nyong'o for future films, I would think. So I don't think he's gotten a romantic interest at the moment.
Yeah, because if he blipped, and like if I'm thinking in the canon of the universe, if he blipped but she didn't, and the 5 years go by, she probably moved on with her life and has kids now with someone else. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Black Panther. Slide into my DMs though.
Right?
I feel bad because he really was in love with that girl.
Well, it's Lupita Nyong'o. I'd go gay for Lupita Nyong'o. Shit, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, there's some girls who go like, I'm not gay.
I'm not gay, but
We all had that.
if I were,
If I were gay, I would turn to you.
yep, it's like you would be the one who'd make me turn.
It's be hard to say no as it is.
I know, right?
Oh, jeez. All right, so we do have questions here. Let's see here. Heather, Oriental's Clock says, speaking of crystals, do you ever use them in your crocheting creations?
Crystals? I can't say I have. I do have a lot of beads that I can try putting into my designs. But no crystals.
Bigorna says, you all should buy a comically large bag of Cheetos and a soccer ball. I'm not doing that. I hate Cheetos.
I like Cheeto Puffs.
I like soccer.
I'll do it. Sure, but yeah, I agree with Cheeto Puffs.
No, I don't like them either. Cheeto Puffs
How
or
dare
Cheetos
you.
or anything cheese flavor related. Really.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, it's the whole cheese thing. Not a fan.
Okay. How about ramen?
Oh,
we had
ramen.
that- We had that yesterday.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. A comically large bowl of ramen. Alright.
How was yours yesterday? Was it good? Mine
Pretty
was
good. Yeah.
That was some good broth. That curry I had was also good.
Wait, where'd you guys get it? I'm interested.
It was, I think it was a PA ramen curry place. I just found it on Grubhub and I was just like, give me. Well, the mochi ice cream
okay.
was sad.
Yeah, that was a sad.
Oh,
I ordered mochi ice cream,
oh.
and it was one little mochi in a little cup, and it was melted. It was a sad state
Ew.
of affairs.
Yeah, they should have specified you get one.
You get
little-
one, and we make no promises that it will still be ice cream by the time it gets to you.
Yeah, I was like, when you ordered it, I was thinking of saying like, don't have your
Your
hopes
hopes
too high,
yeah.
Because like they'll bring me milkshakes and the whipped cream on top is melted and ruined, and I'm like, well, thanks. Obviously made that first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad it went better than the last time. Oh, at least I think the last time I remember was when I ordered with Ronnie. We all know how that went.
Which one?
Oh, well, they gave us ramen and as they're handing it to us.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right. We opened, because this was before COVID, we opened the front door and she was there and we took it from her. It was all right there on the walk-in right there.
Dang, I apparently was not around for this crap.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was just me and Brian at home, but I swear we would have told you the story that day
Probably
because
not.
it was just so hilarious and sad.
It's like, yeah, no, that would, like,
That was the day that we
Yeah.
opted to stay home and play video games rather than go to that peak place that we were interested in going to. It was really, it was like, oh, ramen. And that's why we had spare ramen for you because, like, it was there, like, one of the orders was okay. And then they sent us another order, so we saved you that ramen.
oh, gotcha.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but that was a whole ordeal. Remember the driver had to like argue with DoorDash, and then DoorDash had to argue with the restaurant to replace the food.
That's what's unfortunately annoying about like ordering from places like that because there are two companies involved. Like communication is really hard.
Yeah. It's
Just go in yourself.
We would.
Well, we can't
I-
now.
Do it.
We would if we could.
But even then, I'd be like, but I don't want it to come to my doorstep because I'm lazy and I don't want to put on stuff.
It's
I don't want to put on a bra.
You just
Well,
give
I
it
never
was
did.
it was the restaurant's fault for not sealing the soup in the first place.
Yeah, but
Only
that's
popped open
that's
during
sort of the
ride.
thing is that it becomes a sort of like, okay, who's at fault, who's paying up, blah blah blah, and it's the whole thing.
Yeah, like I'm thinking maybe during the ride there, the Leica popped off as well. So it's like, what if it was the company, or what if it was?
Or yeah, what if it was the driver? What if it was the restaurant? Blah 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 blah.
So this is what I say: you call in, order, and then pick it up yourself, because you're your own Grubhub at that
But
point.
then I have to
And
like
a lot more
drive.
restaurants are doing that now.
But then I
Yeah.
have to drive.
Yeah, that's the whole point of
Like I
delivery.
have to
don't
put
wanna
on
leave home.
shoes, and unlike Heather, I put on a bra when I go outside.
I wore a bra
Because
yesterday.
a lot of restaurants are doing that now, because like Grubhub and DoorDash, they take like 30% off of it. Like I don't remember the exact number, but it's freaking huge. But I have something very important to say that I need to say.
Last 10 minutes
right
of the stream,
now.
last 10
So-
minutes of the stream.
10
Any
minute
last
mark.
minute comments, questions, or concerns, please set them now before we hold your silence until the next stream.
Dang it, Heather.
She's onto your trick, sir.
I want to say it. It's my stream.
You get your own stream, Bronny.
It's my Xbox, so I win.
It's my party, okay, if I want to.
I'm a stream girl.
Yes.
Not an e-girl. A stream girl. I'm not even really sure what e-girl is.
I don't know either.
Yeah, there's something with with those water bottles on TikTok or something. I don't know. Maybe they showed their boobs or something.
Probably.
I don't know. Not my business.
All right. I'll start showing my boobs if that's what's gonna bring in the money.
Yes.
Okay. Do it.
Money. That's what people want to see. Those male memories.
Mm-hmm.
Those manneries.
Oh. No.
What, were you not ready for the pun?
No, but I laughed at it and now I'm upset.
She was like, ha ha, oh. I laughed at a pun.
Went from joyful to sad really quick.
That's what your puns do to your girlfriend, Bronny. If she laughs at them, it instantly makes her sad.
It's like,
I'm
what have you
still
done?
laughing about last week when I made a pun on Louie's name and Brandon laughed at it and then realized what he was
He
laughing
was so
at.
pissed off.
I remember that, yeah. He was like, damn it. And we're like, it wasn't even that good, Brandon. Don't fall into darkness.
Good thing I didn't know what was going on.
He's like, I would have laughed.
Move aside, Project Melody. We have
Alright, bro,
Project
it's time
Bronny
for me
now.
to give you a big old smooch.
I
the
should
head.
Because they are best
Ronnie,
friends.
get your head over here. I'm gonna give her a smooch.
Louie, I swear to
yeah.
God, I will take your ribs.
Ronnie,
Ew.
get over me a smooch.
Aww.
How cute. Heather, look at this. Aw.
I do remember a time I was almost compelled to give Bronny a kiss on the cheek, only because of his reaction to me giving you a kiss on the cheek. Like,
Look, I
we
treat
were in
you
like a
equally.
group hug, and I kissed you on the cheek, and he went, oi! And I came this close to kissing him on the cheek in retaliation.
It's like,
but I decided that,
let's make this
that
funny.
yeah, let's make this completely weird and possibly get my teeth punched in. So I was like, I'm not gonna make that. It's like, maybe next time.
I'm okay with occasional
Both
smooches.
on each cheek. Done. And then Louis on the forehead.
I think it was Everfree Northwest the last time I was there,
it was.
So it was like when you guys were first together, so he was all jelly.
Yeah,
It was
like
adorable.
Oh,
I
God,
remember I gave him a little smooch on the head to show
I
off.
remember
like, "Sweet
one
lip."
time Louie was,
Oh, and remember when you had your black lipstick and no one told Bronny about it?
It was so funny. Did you,
I wasn't there, but I heard the story.
I wanted
was,
to take a picture.
I wish I could have been
wait,
there.
what happened?
The
What
black
happened?
lipstick. The black lipstick.
Oh,
I went to
yeah,
Ronnie
the
and I
black
was just
lipstick.
like,
Oh, I hate you all
oh, by
so
the way,
much.
you should probably wipe your face off. And he goes like, okay, then he forgets somehow.
No, I think how you told me is he thought you were joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And like, I think you came this close to walking out the door before Will was like, Bronny.
We had a full conversation
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Will.
and, Will goes, hey, Bronny, before you leave, you might want to look in the mirror. And I was like, oh. You're going to just let me walk out the door like
It's
that?
like, I told you.
Oh, jeez. No, I remember one time, Louis just came up to me and, like, grabbed me on both sides of my face and like tried to pull me in. It looked like he was going for the lips, and I just
Yes!
barely had enough time to shove him off of me. Holy frick!
Wish I could have filmed it.
Oh my gosh, too
Shut
forceful.
up, Brownie. You loved it.
No,
Can't
Louis, I would have revoked walking privileges. Okay.
Shut up, Brownie. You loved it.
Yep. I ship it.
I agree. I'm with the ship.
Yeah, we will go down with this
Bring
ship.
that
Yep.
bald head over here.
We'll call it Lonnie.
We gotta draw this.
Louis, do you remember what Heather's mother
Somebody call
called
her.
you? Do you
My
remember
old
what
racist
Heather's
mother.
mother called
Oh,
you? I
yes.
think you're
You're
starting
not
to
allowed
live
say
up
that
to
on
that.
stream.
We shall dub this ship Lonnie, and it shall sail
Shall sail.
Across the seven
across the seas.
No, we're not calling it that. I've actually known people named Lonnie.
Oh,
Exactly,
they're
that's
gonna
what
shoot
makes
up in
it
the
funny.
face.
But Brownie, guess what?
Last 5 minutes.
Last one is the stream. Last one. That's it. Comments, questions, or concerns, please speak now for real. Signs to the next stream, bitch.
Until the next stream, bitch. We're gonna put that on the quote.
Yeah.
Dang it, Brant or Coon, you were doing so good.
Isn't that how we ended the last stream, with a giant burp?
Yeah.
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 No, I didn't even burp this time. What?
So the last one ended with a burp, and this one started with penises, if I was eavesdropping correctly.
Yeah.
So, class act all the way.
We were quoting the freaking meme. Like, in my defense, it's like, yo, it's your boy, Skinny Penis.
I don't know that meme, and I don't think I want to.
Oh yeah. I don't know why. It's literally just that. It's like, hey, it's your boy, Skinny Penis, and I think it was a Vine or a TikTok, one of those.
One of those.
And then I
If it
came
was a
up
Vine, it
with-
would have been a long time ago.
Fine.
I think I made it into a pun. I was like, hey, it's your boy, Simpy Penis.
Okay.
Simp.
So how are we doing on progress? We've gone this whole 2 hours here.
We finished the head and we started 2 ears. They're finished.
Yay!
I forgot what you were making when you were making the ears. I'm like, the frick?
Oh yeah. I was making ears.
It was only as you were like halfway through the second one, I'm like, oh, she's making ears. I get it.
And then next is Pony Body.
Yep, she's giving us a real earful tonight.
No.
Yeah, nope.
I agree.
Where's the
Well,
end?
that was the fact that you girls didn't react to that was really irritating. Coon laughed, I win.
All you do is
You
give
can't. You give him an
It
inch,
was a-
he
it
takes
was
a
a
mile,
kiss.
man.
That is true. I gave him a centimeter and
Don't
he
get
took
too far into
50,000
I know, right?
miles.
today.
Okay.
McGorna says this has been a classy stream for the whole family.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
None of my
CCC, quality entertainment
enough
for the whole
chaos.
family.
My family
Needs
was
more
not here for
chaos.
this stream, which
Needs
is
more
suitable.
people talking in different conversations.
Needs more penis.
Needs more.
Yeah, Brawny.
No, needs more explaining of the word penis. You can never have enough of that.
Alright, so here's how we're gonna end the stream. Sweetie, you and I are gonna compare breast sizes.
Well,
Excuse you?
He's gonna
get
compare breast sizes
NSFW
with you?
stream
With
with crochet penises.
I mean, Brawny, no offense. I think my cup size is bigger than yours.
Ooh, is that a challenge?
That.
We'll see about that.
Alright, well, you get yourself fitted for a bra, and we'll find out.
Nah, his are like rocks. They don't jiggle.
I mean, honestly, Brawny, you're like an A cup. Like, let's be fair.
Yeah. Get a sports
Are you gonna
bra.
take that?
Yeah, I think you would need a sports bra. I think that's all you need. Or as the Mooney fandom would say, you don't have enough talent.
Ooh.
You know something, my friend Brian told me about that scene just the other day, and I was like, oh, look at that, they accidentally wrote something good.
Basically, yeah, it was one of those things that was not intended to be as hilarious as it was, but there it was.
Yep. But I definitely, you know what I should do is I should wear a bikini, and then you could call me Brawny.
Uh-huh.
Brawny the.
You ruined
the
this
paper
for her. She
towel.
would have liked that under ordinary circumstances.
I know, yeah. Under ordinary circumstances, it would have been all about you cross-dressing,
Like
but
the
you made it a
stream.
pun.
There we go.
Ruined it all.
So last 30 seconds of the stream. If you have anything to say, say it
Last
now, or for
minute.
Peace until the next.
At least say the line right, Ronnie.
How dare you represent me?
If you're going to represent, at least do it right.
If you're gonna insult me,
This
do
is
it
a great
right.
stream. I love this.
Here, count it down with me. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year.
36.
Alright, guys, this was a nice stream. We talked about a variety of things, which was surprising. I was very low energy today. Me and Sweetie were both having trouble sleeping last night.
It was awful. We couldn't get to sleep until 7 in the morning. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell.
I think I did this to myself. I've been playing too many video games. I hate to be an adult to myself. I love playing my Skyrim, but I think like maybe being just, well, I don't know, I'm hooked to my phone all the time, and so it can't just be hooked up to that. I don't know. My brain was very active. I don't know. I did this to myself somehow. I've been on vacation too long and I'm screwing up my sleep schedule.
You haven't even been on vacation a full week yet.
I know, right? I have so much time left and I got the bad part out of the way. Oh yeah, no one knows about that. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Should I say? It's not a big deal. So, just an update. Someone at my workplace tested positive for COVID. Don't know who they are, and if I did, I would not tell you. That's a private matter. But, so, I thought it to play it safe. I took, especially since I got a little bit of the sore throat last week. Or this week. Yeah, it was this week. I don't know time anymore.
I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure you're fine.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm fine, but I got a little sore throat, and these days you just gotta be cautious. And plus, I was just like, what am I gonna lose out of this? So I called in sick, and I told them, and I'm like, I know it might be nothing, but that is a symptom. And they're like, that is a symptom. Here's everything you gotta do, and sign this leave. You can get paid for the 2 weeks you're taking off. And I'm like, okay. And so yesterday I took the COVID test, and I'm not gonna get my results for 2 to 4 days, but maybe next week I'll tell you about how my experience was with that, because we are at the end of the stream. But yeah, unpleasant. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now.
Your boy Skinny Penis signing off.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's say goodnight in alphabetical order. Brawny, you first.
Good night.
Coon, you next. Edits Coon.
Don't get the COVID, because people are getting COVID left and right. I'm off to work now, guys. Like and subscribe.
See you later, Coon. And Louie, you next.
This stream did not cure my depression. Goodbye.
Damn it. Sweetie, you next.
End of the stream, bitches.
Yeah, bitches. And let's take a moment to thank my patrons, DJ Skywalker and Emerald Spencer, for helping make this possible. And if you would like to join my Patreon and get benefits and perks like they do, you can go ahead and find a link in the description. For $10 a month, or $10 per stream, you can join my Discord server. Or for even less than that, you can get a kazoo cover. And if you saw the last one I did, that one, my first one, it was pretty good. I like the way it came out, and we're working on a second one.
The server's pretty good.
Requested by Emerald Spencer. So look forward to that in the coming weeks. I think we can get it done. So, without further ado, yeah, that's the stream. This is Heather Blossom signing off. Ja